Good day. This is Darren Klibble, your South Dakota State Fire Meteorologist. This is your fire weather situation report, valid from today, Wednesday, December 17th through Friday, December 19th. We've got, let's just say we got a lot of wind coming up. First, we'll just take a look at the common weather for historical large December fires or historical large fires across really western South Dakota anytime during the cold season, the winter season. We're looking at dry conditions over the past 1 to 2 weeks or more, above average temperatures coming into the day of the fire start, and then they always occur in the vicinity of a cold front, whether it's just ahead of the cold front, just behind the cold front, or during the passage of a cold front. This is the situation that sets up historical large fires here, and this is the situation that we're going to be in really over the next 36 to even 72 hours out. So here's our current precipitation over the past 14 days. This is in inches. The warm colors just shows kind of lower precipitation values. The cool colors showing a little bit higher precipitation. But I want you to focus on areas kind of along and south of I-90, west of the Missouri River. That's really where the focus for this presentation is going to be, just because that's where we haven't seen the precipitation over the past 14 days. We're going to see some interesting weather conditions kind of statewide, but really the big fire weather conditions are going to be focused kind of West River and especially across southwestern South Dakota. So here's our relative humidity for this afternoon. So again, today is December 17th. The brown colors are showing relative humidities kind of in that maybe 18 to 30% range. And that really extends across nearly all of south central South Dakota, southwestern South Dakota. And again, red flag criteria for this area is less than 15%. But really, this time of the year when our fuels are so cured, seasonally cured, anything less than 40% really does the trick out here. So we have dry conditions. That's one of the things that we have to think about. The other thing we have to think about is we're going to have strong southwesterly winds. If you can see these wind barbs, strong southwesterly winds, and really that extends across all of south central and southwestern, and even going into portions of Charles Mix County and over towards the Mitchell area. So strong southwesterly winds and dry conditions kind of really leading off. But the other thing I want you to notice is up here to the northwestern part of South Dakota, you can see some northwesterly winds. That's the leading edge of a cold front that's going to be pushing through later this afternoon. There's really a set of two cold fronts that are going to be moving through. Wind gusts today, again, if we look at, this is mid-afternoon today, our wind gusts anywhere from that 30 to kind of 45 mile per hour range down across south central, southwestern South Dakota. Now we're starting to see gusts in that 40 to 50 mile an hour range across the far western part of the state. And that's inclusive of the Black Hills. And I want to stress again that that's kind of a southwesterly wind. These winds up here now, these are going to be those post-frontal cold front winds. So there's going to be northwesterly winds as that front starts to nudge into western South Dakota. We might see a couple of scattered showers today. Yes, the lower levels of the atmosphere are dry, but there's some moisture at the mid levels. You can go outside, look up, there's cloud cover. Might see some virga, a couple of light isolated sprinkles. So don't be surprised if we get a sprinkle or two, maybe especially in the northern hills has the best chance for getting actual water. But yeah, we could see a couple of sprinkles or two, but that still doesn't really change the fact that the low level conditions are going to be dry and it's going to be exceptionally windy. Overnight tonight now, that cold front that I pointed out in the previous slide is going to push through the entire state of South Dakota. And that is going to bring exceptionally strong northwesterly winds. And so this map is valid for 4 a.m. Central Time, 3 a.m. Mountain Time, and you're seeing these very strong northwesterly winds. You'll also note that there's still some pretty dry air across the area. I mean, these are relative humidities anywhere from kind of 25 to 40%. And so even after the cold front pushes through, we're going to have colder air coming through. Yes, it's going to be colder conditions, but it's still going to be relatively dry. And these are showing sustained winds of 40 knots or 45 miles per hour plus. That's sustained wind. All right. The big part about those is going to be the gusts. The gusts are going to be incredible tonight. We're looking at gusts anywhere from 60 upwards of 80 miles per hour across a vast swath of western and northwestern South Dakota. And that's at 3 a.m. Mountain Time, 4 a.m. Central Time. There's some hints that we could even be 80 plus in some areas. Again, really an exceptional wind event overnight tonight going into Thursday. Winds are going to start to diminish a little bit towards daybreak tomorrow, and they will diminish even more throughout the day tomorrow, but they're still going to be strong. But I want to point out that the strongest winds we are going to see is going to be overnight tonight. I would say in the midnight to 0600 time frame tomorrow morning. So going into tomorrow, this is noon Mountain Time, 1 p.m. Central Time. We're still seeing those strong northwesterly winds, not nearly as strong as they once were, but we do kind of maintain those dry conditions across southwestern South Dakota. And gusts, they do back off. We're not looking at gusts to 60, 70, 80 miles an hour anymore tomorrow. It's going to be gusts more on the order of 30 to 50 miles per hour. But remember, that's still pretty strong for the plains of South Dakota. So again, big wind event pushing through overnight tonight. It's going to continue into tomorrow. The other thing I want to point out is that we're not completely out of the woods yet. On Friday, especially across the southwestern part of the state and going into northwestern Nebraska, we're going to see strong westerly winds kick back up. Temperatures are going to warm back up on Friday back to above average, and we're going to see these relative humidities again drop in anywhere from maybe 18 to 30% down across that part of the state. And so if we do get a fire that starts, maybe one that extends past kind of the first operational period, we could see things extend over into Friday in that area. And gusts in that area could be anywhere from 30 to 50 miles per hour on Friday across southwestern South Dakota. To kind of summarize, very windy over all of the state over the next 36 hours. Strong southwesterly winds today are going to become very strong northwesterly winds overnight tonight, and those are going to continue into tomorrow. The hot, dry, windy index, the HDW, is above the 95th percentile today, and it's likely going to be above the 95th percentile once again on Friday over southwestern South Dakota. It decreases a little bit tomorrow just because of the cooler temperatures, but it's still going to be windy tomorrow, still going to be dry tomorrow. Like I said, the relative humidity is plenty low for the time of the year. Now, I hate to bring this up, but these are very reminiscent conditions that we saw during the Legion Lake and Schroeder Road fires. Legion Lake back in 2017, Schroeder Road, oh no, I'm forgetting, 2021, I believe. Big fires that we saw in the Black Hills that went into extended attack. We're going to have to be thinking about these things. We do not want to see any ignitions today. Very bad conditions. I want to stress that. Very windy conditions. Be careful out there if you are on initial attack. And again, my contact information is below. Feel free to reach out or call if you have any additional needs.